I can make a true song about my body a ship, my body a map thumbtacked with shame. Who has the audacity to take up this much space? I can make a long poem too and not say sorry for me, myself. I carry myself like an excuse. I carry myself constellated with worries. I say sorry for me, myself. I carry my borders like a burden. I carry the borders of my body like a burdened beast. But how often have I endured the storm-driven words of long-winded white men, hot about my heart, my house-slave heat? My mighty thighs burst cobalt, and they're reaching and reaching without completion. Me, myself, always on the rim of coming and not coming. A poem hurts like that, doesn't it? A familiar frustration, all that grunting and grinding and saying nothing after the peak animal sounds. But a body has to spill, right? So I took the pleasure as myself and touched myself there. Can I call that God? Can I perhaps want that more than God? Does God still want me when I don't want God? Does God still want me when I succumb to other gods? Does God still know my name? Does God still know my name when I'm wet and worn from all that nasty shame, unzipped from desires I'm not ready to name? Last night I couldn't sleep, so I raised my hands, another kind of reaching. I whispered, take this tight sea out of the bog in my breast. My spirit out in the rigid waterways, the rapid river lifts for a moment, and for a moment I'm freer. But it all cascades, everything ricochets back inside me, inside my wonky mud drum of a body, booming a thick morass of want. But can't that be a type of worship too? On my knees like a sub, my mouth gagged with a pink ball of poems, getting what I want and then losing it, begging for what I need but never getting it. If my body be a long poem, then I want it to go wherever it needs. I lick dirty verbs in my teeth and feast. I go back to the buffet with my dirty plate because I want my body to say all it has to say and not say sorry for the saying of it. I want the long poem of my body to not apologize for the space it needs to make and make up. I want to relax inside a long poem and not feel shame. Who do you think you are, I repeat? I am what the long poem says about me. I am the seafarer, hotter about the Lord, cold yet searing with unmet pleasure and exile, elemental in my suffering. I want to stop the repetition that says I'm shit, I'm nothing, I'm shit, I'm nothing, I want to stop the wrist from erasing my blackety black breast. I want to stop my gratitude from being made a weapon formed against me, and I want this all from the not sorry long poem, and I want that giant, luscious, deep wanting to never stop in me. I want me to not stop me. Lord, please don't stop, get it. Who do you think you are without shame? Enough. My body a pool of pleasures, and my own pleasure first. I'm done with lying there, clenching from pain, taking pain, absorbing another person's pain and calling that pleasure. My body a ship, my body be a long poem, my body without shame, without shame. G tells us to draw a map of how we got here. G says start anywhere. G says make a boat out of paper. G reads a long poem called The Seafarer while we make little paper boats, little scratches, soft music scrapes from all the folding and tucking and folding, little vessels, little selves of ourselves. G wants us to walk down to the lip of fresh water and burn the boats, but Lake Mendota is frozen over. G wants us to throw our engines and sidelong poems. G has a sound and a symbol. I want a sound and a symbol, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready to say what I've always wanted. I'm not ready to point at what I so achingly desire from my body or a lover, because it is also what I fear most about me is myself. I'm not ready to know what that might mean. I might just need a longer voyage in this queer body shaking as it's being named, calling forth and created from the years of silence, my years frozen as a little girl who wasn't allowed to desire other girls. I'm choosing to mourn her here in this long poem that is my body on the brink. But I still want joy at the end. I still want to risk joy at the end. I still want the repetition of joy at the end. And God at the end is my joy, and my body maximal joy, and G is joy, and G makes a praise house for all of us, and all of us are welcome there. This is where we are now. This is where we have our homes. Follow me thither and find belonging and joy, our joy. Look at how much grief and gratitude is found in our new city. My God, what wholeness. G says what a lucky sack of stars we are. Let there be thanks to G and God at the end. At the end, I want my sound and symbol to be loosened from snow. Mary Rueful Snow, to be exact. Her long poem tumbles after sex and death and birds and sex, but mostly death, because the poem about sex is mostly about departure. I want to start and end from water. I took my boat to the frozen lake anyway. I did the ceremony with my bones, bread, and blood. I laid my questing body down on the ice. My long poem is burning. I set it on fire with my belly. I blew my breath for the blaze to rise. I said nothing for the rest of the day. I said my body dipping in the distance, ice skating through a veil of white static. I watched until the snow held the body completely. I watched till I was complete. I watched till I was gone.